At the end of every episode, I ask my guest this question. If you can Skype, FaceTime, or Google Hangout with your 20-year-old self, what would you say to yourself?
3, 2, 1.
Now, what I would say to my 20-year-old self is do not let anyone dictate your career. Do not let them pressure you into doing a certain thing. Do not let anyone turn your fire or your light down because it makes them uncomfortable. If somebody is uncomfortable because you're shining too bright, move away. I think that I was sort of afraid of hurting certain people's feelings and outshining them, so I took a backseat. I turned down some interviews, I turned down some opportunities, I made myself a little bit too scarce, and I made myself a little bit too unapproachable. And I don't think I should have done that. I would probably tell myself to just forget anyone else, don't listen to anyone else. You do what you need to do for your career, and don't let the boys distract you.
No, just say, hey, have some fun. Keep doing what you're doing because whatever you did worked out because it didn't die, and I'm able to talk back to you. So just do everything you did.
True.
No other advice really, because even the things that maybe seem like mistakes, they ended up resulting in me not perishing, and not perishing is, for the most part, my number one priority.
It's not even going back to give advice, it's going back to say thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for helping me live this long. Let's keep it going.
Don't wait for the permission to be awesome. Like there's nobody that's gonna give you the permission to do what you really want to do. Like there's no panel of, say, magazine editors that will okay, now you can be one of us. It took you 10 years or, there's no, you can just do whatever you want, and pretty much, especially in this age, right, where you have internet, which allows you to do so many things, which before we couldn't, right? Like before you wouldn't be able to record interviews unless you were working for some television, stuff
Right.
like that. So, these days you can do stuff, and there's really no one to allow you to do it. You have to allow yourself.
So when I was 20, I was living in Los Angeles, and at the time, I was studying at UCLA. I guess at that time I was averaging about 4 hours sleep a night because I was just crazy studying. I was just so into it. Even on weekends, I was just always studying, needed to pass. If I were to be able to talk to myself from then, I would tell her that it's all going to be okay and it's going to work out in the end, right? It was tough at the time, but it's all worth it. And I'm doing a PhD now, so I can't say I regret it.
It's all going to be okay.
It's all going to be okay.
If I'm Skyping back in time, it's only very recent that I've really gotten super clued into the importance of building an email list. That is so much, with the rise of social media, I think social media prompts a lot of people to take their eyes off the ball, because social media is nice public vanity metrics. It's great to have 100,000 Twitter followers or whatever, but that is so much less valuable than having 100,000 email subscribers, which you own the relationship with. We've seen the dismay that many people greeted it with, rightly so, that they paid a lot of money to try to, companies to get likes on Facebook and things like that. And then all of a sudden they have these fans and they can't reach them because Facebook has changed the algorithm.
Oh, yes.
And, so as a result of that, I think it's slapped a lot of sense into people that they understand now that any social network, it's nice to have that connection, but you really don't own the nature of it. So I would say that focusing on building a robust email list is something that I wish that I had clued into sooner. The other thing, which is just my current hobby horse, it really is annoying to me, is that I recently discovered that it is actually not true that you should brush right after meals. They've been telling us this lie, basically, ever since I was a kid. It's drilled in. It's brush after meals. No, you should not do that, it turns out. You're, depending on what you've consumed, if you have acidic foods or whatever, that actually weakens the enamel. And if you brush right after the meal, that's actually deleterious. What you need to do is wait like maybe 20 minutes or something, and then you can brush.
I think that I would just tell myself probably just to be patient. I wouldn't really tell myself what was going to happen in the future. Just to be patient, and you're going to make mistakes in life, and you're going to have things that you wish you had done. But the worst things, I think, are the ones that involve hurting other people. So I might tell myself, just try not to hurt other people with your mistakes.
Don't sign a record deal.
That was
Don't
20
sign a
years
record
also
deal.
before you signed the first
Yeah,
one.
don't sign a record deal. That will eventually be an enormous waste of time. Get a hold of all of your .orgs and your .nets. We got .com, so I actually did that. Don't worry about the radio so much, because back then there was like getting on the radio was a thing that could happen. We would have been fortunate to know what an aging media it was and how corrupt. I didn't know at the time just how corrupted the whole radio thing was.
That when we're in our 20s, especially at 20, you're kind of focused on you, that is about me. And then as you get older, it's really a we. I really feel the connection with so many other people that we're doing this together, that we're connected. And if I was Skyping with her, I would tell her that you're not going to believe the direction that your life's journey takes, and that it will be bigger and more fulfilling than anything you could ever conceive right now. I would tell her that keep doing what you're doing, but stay open to what the universe is going to put in front of you. Because I think that's for everybody. I think the universe does open doors, and it's up to us whether we acknowledge that the door is open and it's the right path for us.
Just based on the work that we're doing on the internet, I'm meeting these younger generation, millennials, and I'm blown away like how much wisdom they actually have at that age, and what they have access to that we didn't really have access. But they know things that like I know now, which is like you're 20 years old and you have so much ahead of you, and you're at this point, and it gives me hope about the future. Would I change anything if I could go back? No, because it makes me who I am now. But if I did do Back to the Future and showed up, I'd be like, just be yourself. You'll be fine.
I would tell her that, you know what, you have good skin, nice hair. You are not the typical beautiful girl, but you really should treasure this, because very soon all these beauty youth will go away, and you are much more beautiful than you think. I always thought I was the ugly duck.
What would I tell him? The only thing that guy didn't know about was how to really open his heart up to people, because he was really into close down your emotions, close down everything. We work hard, we don't let people in because they're gonna hurt you. So I was probably a little more closed off to new friends, new experiences, new relationships. Maybe that bit of advice just to kind of open up a little bit more. If I met that guy, I would really find an edge to him. I'd just be like, dude, it's okay, you should chill out. Because I think I really manifest an attention about me back then. I probably still do sometimes. But I think that guy back then was really okay, we gotta get this stuff done. We gotta do it right now. How come I'm not more successful? I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And so probably just get him to relax a little and feel his intuition a little bit more.
You don't know how much power you have when you're younger. And I'm not saying the power you have, but it's like you're waiting to feel ready. You're waiting to get to a point where you're ready. And it's like, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, too old. There's something that Robert Holden says, but it's not, And so I think if I could go back, it would be don't wait to be old enough or ready enough for something. Just get on and do it all now, because there is a time frame for everything. Don't ever decide what to do with the rest of your life, because you'll be bored with it in 2 years, let alone in 30. So all of that, GCSE options, study this, degree in that, for the rest of your life. It never works like that. So just do what you want to do right now and embrace it fully, and do a lot of it. And then get bored, and do a lot of something else, and then get bored, and then do a lot of something else, and then get bored. But that's really it. But there comes a point, certainly like biological clocks and time frames on things, you've just got to be aware of those things.
Sorry, this is emotional for me. And I say this to everyone, believe in yourself. That's it. Believe in yourself. If you believe in something, you'll do it.